Hello and welcome to Global Academia. Here we will help you navigate through your higher education degree. If you are considering pursuing a bachelor's, master's, PhD, or even a postdoc, you're in the right place. I'm Layla, and in Global Academia, we will give you all the information you need to decide. Welcome to episode 3 of Global Academia. In episode 1, we talked about generally how to get a bachelor degree in the UK, and we gave you some ideas about it. In episode 2, last time, we laid the groundwork for achieving a UK bachelor's degree. We told you what are the requirements, what you need to have in order to enter university in the UK. We talked about applications, fundings, and making the most out of your time. If you haven't listened to this, I insist to give it a try to get an idea about how the whole process works. In today's episode, we are going to cover what are the differences between BSc or BA. Let's say you have chosen what you want, your subject, for example, psychology, and one university is offering BSc while another offers a BA. What do those letters even mean, and how on earth do you decide? Well, that's exactly what we are going to talk about today. We are going to break down the most common bachelor's degrees in the UK and give you the tools to figure out which one is the perfect fit for you. So what exactly do these letters mean? Let's start with the basics. The letters that follow the word bachelor are not just random acronyms. They are an indicator of the degree's focus and approach. The most common ones you'll see are the BA, which stands for Bachelor of Arts, and the BSc, which stands for Bachelor of Science. So for example, a BA degree typically focuses on the humanities, social sciences, and arts. For example, history, English literature, sociology, philosophy, or media studies. In the BA degrees, the emphasis is on critical thinking, analytical skills, communication, and a lot of qualitative research. In these courses, usually you need to expect to write more essays, give presentations, and engage in a lot of discussions. On the other hand, we have the BScs. This is all about sciences, technology, engineering, and mathematics. This is a more scientific and quantitative approach. You'll focus on scientific methodology, data analysis, and practical problem solving. Some examples of the BCSC are biology, chemistry, physics, sometimes psychology, or economics. A BSc usually involves more lab work, statistical analysis, and technical applications. So now you already can see the difference of the approach between BA and BSc, but these are not the only options. If, for example, you love engineering, you'll likely come across BEng, a Bachelor of Engineering. This degree is highly practical and vocational, focusing on the application of scientific and mathematical principles to design, build, and maintain things. A Bachelor of Engineering often involves a lot of design projects, workshops, and is frequently accredited by a professional engineering body, which is a huge deal for your future career. If you're interested in law, the key degree is LLB or Bachelor of Laws. This is the standard undergraduate degree for aspiring lawyers in the UK, and it covers all the fundamental legal principles you need to know. Now, these ones are the most common ones, but still not all of them. For example, we have BEd for primary teaching, the BMus for music, or extensive degrees for medicine and veterinary sciences like the MBBS or the BVet Med. These are highly specific and often professional degrees. That means you learn exactly what you're supposed to know for your future career. So now you know what these letters mean. They're not just something to confuse you, they actually tell you what this course is focusing on. So they're just practically signposts that tells you what is the general nature of that course. Now you know about all of this, but how on earth do you decide? For example, a university may provide computer science as a Bachelor of Science, while another is providing it as a Bachelor of Engineering. Different universities, that means different courses and different focuses. The same for psychology. Sometimes it is a BA or Bachelor of Art, sometimes it's a Bachelor of Science. The question is, how are you going to decide? So, when a university is designing a course, they have the freedom to look at the approach they want to take for that specific course. And based on that, they are going to put the degree title. So with a glance at the title of the course, you can kind of get a gist of what that degree is providing. Is it more practical or more theoretical? Is it lab work and data analysis or a lot of presentations and essays? For example, let's go back for our computer science BSc. It might be more theoretical, focusing on the underlying algorithms, data structure, and mathematics of computing, while a computer science, that is a Bachelor of Engineering, might have a stronger emphasis on the hardware design, software development for larger scale systems, or even robotics and hands-on engineering projects. Now, this is important to remember that none of them is better than the other one. They're just different. Now you know what the titles mean, you want to decide which one to take. Here's a few steps for you. As I mentioned before in previous episodes, make sure that you read the course modules. That is your first and most important step. Don't just read the title, read the full description. This is the single most important piece of advice I can give you. Look for the balance between theoretical and practical. Check how many lab hours do they provide. Are there any assessments? Are there any software tools that you need to be learning or you need to know them beforehand? Are there mostly essays or presentations or exams and practical assignments? All of these informations are provided on the website of the universities. The second step, especially if you are going for Bachelor of Engineering, is to check for accreditation. For example, you need to check if it is accredited by a professional body like IET or ICE. This accreditation is especially important for your professional development and can make it much easier to become a chartered engineer later in your career. The third thing to look for is the department's focus. Look at the research interests of the faculty members and the staff in that specific department. Are they publishing papers that are very theoretical or very applied? Does the department has strong links with the industry or specific companies? This will give you a great clue about the course flavor. Fourth, consider your own learning style and career goals. Do you learn best by doing or by reading and discussing? Are you more comfortable with the statistics and data or with essay writing and critical theory? And most importantly, what kind of career do you want to have after you graduate? If you want to work for a pure scientific research company, a BSc might be a good fit. But if you're interested in a career in policy analysis, a BA is a better choice. Your future career path should definitely influence your choice at this point. Fifth, check the graduate destinations. Many university websites publish data on where their alumni are and the percentage of their employment. So you can take a look and see if the alumni are also in the same place that you want to be there in the future. Finally, we mentioned this before, go to open days, both virtual and in-person ones. They are very useful and incredible resources. Don't be shy. Talk to current students and faculty. It might be a little intimidating, but you will get first-hand information. You can ask them directly about the course and content and the teaching methods. You can ask them what's the typical week like this on this course, or how much time do you spend in a lab versus the lectures. So all of this information will help you to make the right decision. So, to wrap this up, don't let the degree types confuse you. While a BA or a BSc might give a general idea of the course's flavor, the most important thing is to do your homework and dig into specific course contents. Look at the modules, check for accreditation, investigate the department's focus, and most importantly, think about your own learning style and what you want to do after you graduate. Just remember, your bachelor's degree is a significant investment of your time, energy, and money. By being a proactive researcher, you can ensure that you're not just picking a course, but picking the right one for you. This choice will greatly affect your future career, your future choices. So I think it's worth your time if you can go around in the websites, read about the course content and the modules and how they are structured. Do your research, consider how you're learning, consider your future and what you want to do and what you're passionate about, and make the right choice. That's all for today's episode of Global Academia. Thank you for tuning in. You can find us on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, and Castbox, and a lot of other places. In the next episode, we will be talking about Russell Group universities, what they are and what that means for the students, in case you are considering to joining one of them as a student. Once again, thank you for tuning in, and we will surely see you again.